I was on Amazon again recently and found this knife in the $25 and under filter when I was looking at folding knives. And I got it. It's $13.99 with free shipping because I'm a Prime member. So I got the free shipping. So if you're not a Prime member, you might have to pay a couple extra bucks for shipping. So keep that in mind. But in any case, I looked at this and I thought, this might be a decent setup if somebody's looking for a really inexpensive self-defense blade. It's nowhere near perfect. In my opinion, a good self-defense blade that's near perfect, number one, it's going to have to be a fixed blade, not a folding blade, and have to be made of really good steel, something that stands up to a lot of use. And, unfortunately, you can't really get that without spending a little bit of money. It's hard to get that in the budget side of things, especially when we're talking, just under 14 bucks. So this knife right here, I saw it and the profile worked out good in the sense that it's a very good profile, blade profile for self-defense. And the reason I say that is because you can see there it has, it's not a dual blade. This side isn't sharpened, but it's still a very good profile for self-defense. The reason I say that is because a dagger type setup, the human body doesn't like being stabbed. It can handle slashes within reason, but it really hates getting stabbed. And when you're talking about self-defense with a knife, a lot of the techniques involving stabbing. That's where you get the blade in deep enough to where it needs to be in order to stop the threat. So and that's not what this video is about. Of course, if you guys are going to carry any type of self-defense blade, just like a firearm or anything else, make sure to look at local laws, make sure to get good, reputable training, all that good stuff, get good medical training, and just be responsible with it. But in any case, this knife right here, this is a folding knife. It has a dagger type setup for a blade. Very, very good for stabbing. It's long enough, roughly about 3.5 inches or so, that you can get in where it needs to go. It is sharp, so if you do use it for other stuff like boxes, whatever day-to-day uses, it'll work fine for it. It does have pretty good grips on it. It has a G10 type grips, so I really like that. I can tell it's kind of cheaply made, but everything's pretty solid on there. One thing I would say is when you get knives that are this cheap, make sure you have a Torx bit or something that you can tighten them. Keep an eye on them because they do tend to come loose, the fasteners. So keep an eye on that. It does have a reversible pocket clip that is pretty flimsy. There's really not a lot to this pocket clip as far as retention. So keep that in mind. If you just stow this, keep it on it, make sure it doesn't slide out of your pocket. The action on it is pretty good. This is a liner lock that's pretty consistent. You can see right there, pretty decent lockup. I don't like this tab right here. And the reason I don't like that tab is because if I'm holding the knife like this and I tense up, I could push it out of the way. And you can see how it unlocks the blade a little bit. I don't want that at all, especially if this is going to be something like a hardcore self-defense blade on a budget. If they did away with this tab right here, I think it would be good. They just knurl, just like a lot of other companies, they just kind of knurl the edge of the liner lock so you can just reach in and just grab it. Because I don't care about a fast, about being fast as far as putting the knife away. It doesn't matter to me. What I care about is a fast deployment, which this does have a pretty good action as far as the deployment is concerned. Pretty solid. Again, the liner lock engages. Just watch out for that tab. So I think it's pretty decent. These knives, you see them like under multiple different brands, and they're cheap. They're cheap and made in China, so don't expect anything really fancy with this stuff. If you're going to get them, just know what you're looking at. Know that there's going to be some limitations. Some things with this, that tab could cause some issue. The pocket clip isn't exactly the greatest, and you could have the fasteners that'll come loose over time. Also look at, the steel. Typically the steel, when it comes to these really inexpensive knives, they're not super high quality steel. So keep an eye on it. You may have to keep it sharpened. Again, you're spending $13.90. This is what I spent, was $13.99 on this. That's less than a lot of value meals at fast food restaurants. So it's really inexpensive. But check it out. And, if you're looking for something maybe a little bit more of a self-defense application, not just a utility application, this might be an option if you're really strapped on cash. Just the biggest thing, make sure you're being responsible, get medical training, get reputable blade training, look at your local laws, be responsible if you decide to do that. So, all right, feel free to chime in with any of your inexpensive knives out there. Let me know what you think, good or bad experiences, and be safe out there.